Several days ago, I released a video where I asked the community to choose one of 4 options for my next modding project. Well, I'd like to thank those that took the time to watch the video and vote in the poll. The results were not quite what I expected, as I thought the races were equally liked and the mechanics I was proposing were of similar quality and scope. However, one race took an early lead and never looked back as they galloped to victory. So what were the results? In 4th place, with a total of 59 votes, were the Lizardmen and the rework of the Medallion of Chakra mechanic. In 3rd place, by just a few votes with 62, was the Tomb Kings and the Incantations of the Dead mechanic. Taking 2nd spot, with a late surge and 80 votes, were the Dark Elves and my proposed Devotion to the Gods mechanic, and that leaves Bretonnia, who took the top spot with 203 votes. It seems my proposal of a Crusade mechanic for Bretonnia struck a chord with the community. So what happens next? Well, I have already done some work on the possible user interface, putting together a mock-up of what the main screen might look like. This is of course a work in progress and subject to change, as it's very early days, but I wanted to show that even though I did not vote for Bretonnia, I am committed to trying to get the mechanic in the game. I will release updates to the community over the next several months, and will at times ask for your input. I'm afraid I can't give much of an estimate on the time frame at this stage, so some patience will be required. Now, onto a certain aspect of the mechanic that I would like the community's assistance with. In my proposal, I mentioned that there will be banners that the player can collect upon a successful crusade. Each of these banners will have different bonuses and penalties that will be applied to the player's forces. Each of them will also need a name, and that's where I would like your suggestions. In the screen mockup, you can see that the player is looking at a banner they have received after a successful crusade against the dwarves. The name of the banner received is the Banner of Valea's Tears. This was the first thing that sprung to mind for the dwarves, but I think it fits the theme. So I'm looking for names with the following criteria. 1. It needs to be lawful in some respect, so it can mention a person or deity from the defeated faction, for instance, but perhaps not a specific location. 2nd, it needs to be family friendly if it's going to make its way into the game. 3rd, it needs to include the word banner or standard, either at the start or the end of the name, so I can keep things relatively consistent. That's it though. Anything else you can think of that falls within these bounds, whether serious or comical, is fair game. So with the guidelines, now you need the groups or factions that banners can be taken from. So we need names for the following: the Dark Elves, the Dwarves, the Empire, the Greenskins, the High Elves, Kislev, the Lizardmen, Norska, the Skaven, the Southern Realms, the Tomb Kings, the Vampire Coast, the Vampire Counts, and the Wood Elves. Now, there may be one additional race, and that is whoever is the pre-order, if they make it into the game too. So if you have a name suggestion for a race you think might be the pre-order, then why not add that too? Now, it's over to you guys. I look forward to seeing your suggestions. Please post them in the comments below. If you enjoy my content, whether that be my videos or my mods, why not subscribe to the channel and become a part of the community? It would be great to have you on board. I'd just like to wrap up, as always, with a shout out to Hot Apple Pie. Thanks for the continued support. And if you would like to support the channel too, why not check out my Patreon. I'm Grey Tiger, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.